Hello, welcome to Turn 1 Shock. This is Andrew Hawnt. This is my Magic the Gathering show, and we are continuing the series of looks at the precon decks that come with Arena itself. So I'm going to go out of my comfort zone tonight and try out the white and blue Azorius deck called Starry-Eyed. So I'm really not used to blue-white decks at all, so this will be a really interesting one. I'm probably going to lose, but I always say that, and you never know what will happen. So we're going to start with the one-drops here. We've got Karametra's Blessing from Theros Beyond Death. We've got two of those. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an enchanted creature or enchantment creature, it also gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Okay, cool. Eidolon of Philosophy for a one-drop. 2 for 6 generic and 1 blue. Sacrifice Eidolon of Philosophy, draw 3 cards. Okay. So yeah, this is the idea behind looking at these decks, is to just get a feel for the precons, maybe learn some new tricks, some new combos, some new moves, and just to help new players and established players have a look at what's available for free in Arena. These are all decks that I've earned free through playing Arena, and it's definitely worth having a look at what you've got there. So for 1 generic and a white, we've got All That Glitters. It's an enchantment from I can't remember. Throne of Eldraine. Sorry, my brain is melting. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. What we got here? Sagas. I do like sagas. The Birth of Meletis, again from Theros Beyond Death. As a saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 3. So I can search a library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Or on the second level, we've got create a 0/4 colorless wall artifact creature token with Defender. That's handy. And step 3, gain 2 life. Okay, and there's the wall counter as well. Defender's an interesting one. It's when you get a Defender card, it's like, what can I do with this? I can't really attack with this or do anything with it, but it can soak up a fair bit of damage for you. Stinging Lionfish, again from Theros Beyond Death. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, you may tap or untap target non-land permanent. Okay, that's a good one. Excuse me. Banishing Light. Banishing Light. This is a handy one. I've got 3 of these, and I'm glad they're there in this deck. When Banishing Light enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. Nice one. Midnight Clock, what's this? Okay, it's a Throne of Eldraine, so tap, and it adds 1 blue mana to artifact. For 2 generic and 1 blue, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. Okay. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library and draw 7 cards. Exile Midnight Clock. That could come in handy, could be interesting. Or it may just all fall apart around me. Naiad of Hidden Coves. I like this card. This is a nice one just for 2 generic and 1 blue. You got 2/3 enchantment creature, Nymph, with awesome artwork. It reminds me a little bit of Alex Ross, the comic book artist, on that one. As long as it's not your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That is handy. 3 Thirst for Meaning, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard an enchantment card. That's just getting complicated. Shambling Suit, the artifact creature. Shambling Suit's power is equal to the number of artifacts and or enchantments you control. So I'm guessing this is a lot of artifacts and a lot of enchantments. Archon of Sun's Archon of Sun's Grace for 2 generic and 2 white. I don't look through white cards enough. I really should, which is, I should, since I play Boros mainly, red and white, so no reason I shouldn't look through these. This has got Flying and Lifelink. It's a 3/4. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. It also has Constellation. So whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with Flying. That's handy. I like some flyers. Luminous Broodmoth. Oh, yes. I kept calling it Bloodmoth before. Sorry about that. It's a Broodmoth. Flying creature. It's a 3/4. It's from Ikoria. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its control with a flying counter on it. That is a fantastic card. I've used this a bunch recently, and it works beautifully. It's like your board state, even if you lose creatures, it just doesn't shrink because they keep coming back and they can fly. So, capture sphere. 3 generic and a blue for an enchantment aura with flash. Enchant creature. When capture sphere enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Okay, enchanted creature doesn't untap during its control's untap step. See, it's okay. I know it's got flash, but that still seems a bit expensive to me. 4 mana for that. It's probably more a 3-drop, I would say. Arcanist Owl, 4 hybrid mana. Artifact creature bird. Artifact creature, okay. When Arcanist Owl enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or enchantment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Cool. Elspeth Conquers Death. A wonderful saga from Theros Beyond Death. So exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. That's a nice one. Big CMCs, get rid of something chunky. Second round would be non-creature spells your opponents cast cost 2 mana more to cast until your next turn. And the third stage for that, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. Awesome. Okay. Let's move on to Banish into Fable. Okay. See, this is the sort of thing I've not really played with too much. I really should. I should really broaden my horizons. So hey, this is a learning experience for all of us. I'll play a couple of games with this deck and see what happens. And if I lose, then you're getting the recording of me losing as well. You know, we've got to see how these things work, and you've got to take the rough with the smooth. When you cast this spell from your hand, copy it if you control an artifact, then copy it if you control an enchantment. You may choose new targets for the copies. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. I do like me some vigilance. Of course, vigilance for those that are just starting out on their Magic the Gathering journey is that it means that your cards do not tap when attacking. So once they've attacked, they go back to their normal state. So then you can defend with them if you need to. Brine Giant. 5/6, spell cost 1 less to catch for each enchantment you control. With this deck, there could be quite a few. And this wonderful card, Kioria, Best Sea God from Theros Beyond Death. As this saga enters the battle, and after you draw a step, sorry, I'll start that again. As this saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrificed after stage 3. Okay, so number 1. Oh, it's a biggie. Create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token with hexproof. That's a big bugger. And look at the state of that artwork. It's glorious. Second wave. I've won a bunch of games with this card. It's a great card. Tap all non-land permanents target opponent controls. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. And the third wave. Gain control of target permanent and opponent controls and untap it. So basically, it's take over a bunch of stuff and then beat your opponent to death with their own leg, arm, or whatever external part is available to pull off and smack them with. That got dark. Okay, so we've got some plains, islands, Temple of Enlightenment, ends the battlefield tapped, and you can also scry one when it comes into the battlefield. Adds white or blue, and Tranquil Cove enters the battlefield tap as well. When Tranquil Cove, why can't I say Cove? Enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life, and you can tap it for either white or blue mana. Okay, so yes, what you may have here is 2 games where I lose horrifically. We shall see what happens, so let's give it a go. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm going to keep this hand, and we shall see what happens. Hopefully it's something good, so let's get an island out. And have I drawn the wrong thing? No, that's okay. Just so you're aware, this is the first time I've looked at this deck, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Get you out, get me some 1-drops. I like me some 1-drops. That's rock. And then go to combat, unless they've got anything they want to chuck out at me. No, evidently not. Okay, so we've got green so far, and another green. I can live with that. Let's... Okay. No, I'll keep that there for now. Let's go to combat. Okay, Stocky 2876, what have you got for me? Cool. Let's keep getting some land out. Enchantment creature, enchantment creature. Groovy. So you've got a choice there, block and lose that creature, or take 4 damage. So, fair enough. Like, maybe blessed with a good hand next. I like to start off with some nice 1-drops. Oh, you're bringing some chunky chunkies out. Chunky chunkies? What are you talking about, Andrew? They're not Kit Kats. Okay, let's get some of these Tranquil Coves out. Get 1 life. And bring out the Shambling Suit. And attack again with the Eidolon of Philosophy. Okay, it's a green player. It looks like, so far, it looks like a mono green deck. So there could be some very large things coming. Got like 5 or 6 mana out there. Oh, crikey. What was I saying? Nice. No, I'm not going to block. It's my turn. 16 and oh, just attack with 1. This got trample? No, it's not got trample. I'm going to need something to block with, aren't I? Yep, sure. Oh, heck. So I think we found here early on that the one of the strengths of this deck is not to play against great big chunky green decks. So before I say any blockers, I'm going to say good game. I'm so screwed. Oh, let him have the fun. So yeah, Stocky 2876. Jesus, this. Yeah, why not? Bye. Minus 13. Okay, yeah. Let's try this again, shall we? Let's try this again and see how we go this time. Against Too Dumb to Die. That's a good name. That's far better than me trying to sound vaguely. Hang on a sec. What? Why can't I pull that out? Oh, it's an enchantment. If you're red deck, I'm going to lose. I like red decks. So, I'm going to hope this guy wins anyway. To clear my throat. I do apologise for coughing, it's very unprofessional, and this is a very professional show, as I'm sure you can see. Code, gain 1 life, get a creature out. Come on, what have we got? course, I just do believe that a mono-red deck will always win against someone that's fumbling their way through a blue-white deck when they haven't really checked the deck list, or when it does beforehand. You've got haste. Let the red begin. I think it's going to be a really short game, to be honest. Not sure about you. Okay, let's get you. I'll pump you up for a bit. Give that a try. Never tried Thirst for Meaning. Let's get rid of Capture Sphere and Banishing Light. Groovy. And I've got a combat. Hexproof and indestructible, so that's shiny. You got 3 mana. I bring out like 3 lots of shock or something like that and just blow the creature away. So opinions on this deck so far, I think it's quite quick. For a deck with the dreaded blue colour in it, I don't like blue. It's surprisingly quick, with some nice one drops, some nice quick little. Hello, Catherine, how are you, my friend? There's some nice little quick things to do in there. We shall see what happens. So. Get planes. I'll have that one, please. Can I have that one? Thanks. And then I'm going to banish you. Come on, nest robber. See, then, if I do that, it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. And I'm not going to attack, because that would leave me with no creatures whatsoever. But on the next turn, I should get a 0/4 colourless wall. A colourless wall, the height of sophisticated interior design. No blocks. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you very much. You are... Oh, well. See, the problem is, with decks with blue in, there's a lot of faffing about to get everything out of the board that you need to. No. Now the Brine Giant out on the next turn, that'd be a bit more chunky. If only it had haste, that'd be lovely. Okay, are you going to start bringing out some Shark or some Gyre's Greeting or something? Is Gyre's Greeting even legal anymore? I can't even remember. I'm the gang leader. Oh, look at all those lovely tokens. I do like red decks. So I would say that this particular deck isn't ideal for the beginner. I think you may come in for a lot of the feel bads if you keep losing to pretty much everything else. What have we got here? Okay, let's just cast it and see what happens. Target non-land permanent. Oh, what am I doing? I'm returning everything to my hand. Oh, heck. See, even amazing, wonderful, fascinating, erudite content creators can screw up sometimes. Oopsie daisy. Right, now what do I do? I've put myself in a terrible situation there. Let's get this big boy out. I should have brought that one out first. Oh well. See if I can trim down some of these 1/1s maybe. I'm sure I'll defend with the former defender there. Oh, bum. Oh, that's okay. It's me just talking out loud, I'm sorry. Hang on, that's the point of this. Okay, fair enough. Might help to thin the herd a little bit, if nothing else. I do think this is a good deck. I have my issues with blue, and I certainly have my issues with white as a colour on its own. All these lovely tokens. Awesome. Quite like the deck they're playing with. Good stuff. Okay, you're going to give that some power, because that can't attack me otherwise. There you go. Ooh. Nice. That was very clever. So, Shambling Suit. That should give me enough left for Banishing Light. And then I will attack with you. I think as soon as I'm below 10, I'm going to lose, to be honest. But we shall find out. Yep, looks like I'm going to lose them. Let's get Tranquil Cove out. Let's take it to 9, so it's better than nothing, I guess. Get you out. And I will attack you. You. I just wish these things had trample. A bit of trample would be nice, you know? Help a brother out. Brother, I'm an only child. What am I talking about? It's late. What time is it? Oh, it's midnight. I should be asleep, but you know. I'm here playing Magic for the entertainment and the instruction of my good friends on YouTube. Hello, my friends on YouTube. Square one. Yeah, sure. And I'm probably dead on the next turn anyway, so I'm just going to do this. So I think if I just keep picking one off, it's just going to drag out forever. I don't want to be that blue player. Drags everything out until the end of time. I should have done that with an echo, really. Until the end of time. Time. See, yeah, there's a shop. Hello, shop. It gets to a point where you're playing Magic and it all gets a bit, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Oh, we have lots of mana there. I'm on 7, you're on 7. I'm just gonna attack. See what happens. You've got a choice. Lose both your creatures, or lose the game. Sorry, lose both the creatures or lose the game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Are you going to block both? Okay, you're going to block both and lose everything, use all your creatures, so at least you've got some burns there. I think you've probably got some burn spells there going on. You've got 6, if you've got some shocks and stuff like that. Oh, sea dragons, they're flying. I don't have any walls. Walls. Reference for my English viewers there. Of a certain age. You tapped out, you can block with that. Either way, I can do 5 damage. So have I done it? Too dumb to die, you're certainly not too dumb to play Magic. Boom. Awesome. That was nice. Very good. So there we go, that was the Starry-Eyed deck, one of the precons from Magic Arena. So lands, didn't get to use Q or Best of Sea God. I did get to use those with Conquer's Death. There's some interesting things here. So there's some nice removal. There's a handy saga there, getting you a land, colourless wall, and gaining life. There's a Tranquil Coves came in quite handy, gaining 1 life here and there. And you know, they've got some big ones like the Brine Giant. Banish into Fable was interesting, even though I completely messed up using it. Sorry about that. Yes, I could have won that game a lot quicker if I hadn't sent all those creatures back to my hand and actually been paying attention. So ignore how I use that. That's a good lesson. Cool card. Yeah, good deck. I'm impressed with that for a blue-white deck. Again, I don't usually play that color combination at all. I'm pleased with that. That was a fun one. Give it a try. See what happens. So yeah, that concludes this look at one of the precon decks, the Starry-Eyed deck. I'm Andrew Hawnt. Thank you for watching Turn 1 Shock. I'll see you again very soon for another precon deck exploration. Have a good one. Bye-bye.